Galileo Galilei proved that the Earth orbited the Sun. 9 years later, he died under strict house arrest. Ludwig Boltzmann proved the existence of the atom in the late 19th century. He committed suicide in 1906 after much scrutiny of his work. Ignaz Semmelweis discovered that washing your hands saves lives. Ignaz Semmelweis was beaten to death in an insane asylum. For all of history, the one thing that has scared humans the most is change. But change breathes life into our societies. Humans have existed on the face of this planet for 300,000 years. In just over 2.5 centuries, we have built most of human civilization and technology. But we are still scared of change. We are still scared of the math and the science that saves lives. It builds careers, communities, civilizations, and most of all, it builds us. Every single equation in a piece of media cuts the viewership in half. That's what Stephen Hawking's editor Simon Mitten told him when he was writing A Brief History of Time. The world's fear of math drove one of the world's best scientists to cut all of the equations from his book except for one single E=mc². In 2012, PNAS conducted a study of how the use of equations in biology papers relates to the number of citations. Surely, having the rigor of math behind your work would show its legitimacy. This was not the case. The density of equations in an article has a significant negative impact on citation rates, with papers receiving 28% fewer citations overall for each additional equation per page in the main text. Even the scientists are shying away from math, the thing that indirectly runs society and directly runs science. And more than just scientists, in America, math is almost universally hated. If you are struggling in a math class, you are told, oh, for some people math just isn't their thing, and there's just some people who will never be good at math. But in an English class, if you are struggling with the material, you are more likely to be told that you need more practice with the material for familiarity. In Asia, it is more common for mathematics to be treated the same way we treat language class, which is better. But there is a much higher bar to succeed, causing Asian test takers to experience a lot more stress when testing despite knowing the material better. They push because they need a grade, not because they love math. And if nowhere in the world can love math, can love learning, then we will be always held back as a society. Our breakthroughs come from a minority of individuals who break the norms. But what if there were the majority? What if the norms were to push to the next level? What if the norms were to take what we know and to teach ourselves even more? To push, to learn for just the sake of learning. But this can't happen in a society that shuns away every equation it sees, from math to chemistry to physics. We could build ourselves a new future, a brighter future. Why manifest destiny when we could build it? Math brought us to the moon and back. It can take us to the stars, but only if we take it with us. And that is why this channel exists, to fight for changing the world by teaching a love of math, a love of learning for just the sake of knowing more. And I promise that this channel will never be afraid to stand by that message. We will embrace that the viewership may cut off from an equation and we'll still put it on, because someone has to make a difference.